this isn't gonna be one of my normal recordings like a game or an unboxing or something else. This is gonna be basically how a freaking movie has changed my life, changed my entire outlook on life, all sorts of mess. And you might be thinking, how in the world can a movie do that? That sounds silly. Like, yeah, if you think about it, sometimes it can sound kind of silly. But if it's like a certain movie, everybody can be like, oh yeah, I've definitely looked at life a little bit differently with that one too. You don't sound so crazy to me. But this is about the movie. And if my dad watches this, or my mom, or anybody else, they're probably gonna like roll their eyes because they know how obsessed I am with it. But this is gonna be basically how this freaking movie, come on, light, there you go. This freaking movie has changed the way I look at life, the way I think about life sometimes, and I even made a new friend through this movie because they are just as obsessed with it as I am. And if you're wondering who that person is, I'm gonna put a link to their channel down in the description so you can go check them out. But their YouTube name is Frostplay, but they go by Jacoby or their birth name, Juliette. Yeah, they're an absolutely amazing person that I've become friends with because we were like discussing stuff like the books, and as soon as I would be like, oh yeah, the books came in, and they told me, they were like, I'm excited for you. But that was awesome. I had gotten the books off of Amazon just before I came back home from vacation. So the book set came around the end of January, and the other book, The Man in the Moon, that came not long after I ordered it. And I was so excited when I finally got them in the mail, because I had gotten this package. I was like, what could this be? Oh yeah, this could probably be The Man in the Moon. So I got that and read it the same day, and it's a really good book. I actually have it on top of my desk, so I'm gonna get that really quick, and the book set and the books, so that you can see them for yourself. I'm not going to give any spoilers because I would have to like tell you to skip past or something and a whole bunch of junk, or I don't know. But I'm trying not to cut any parts out of this because the platform that I'm using to edit stuff right now, for some reason, it hasn't been verified by Google. So I don't know if it's just like some weird update or something that screwed it up. But I have and this is like off topic for just a second, but I have a Minecraft video that I have ready to be uploaded. But I was trying to do that yesterday, but it's saying that I can't do that because it's not supported. So I'm probably gonna have to like upload it straight through YouTube Studio, but that means that I'm gonna end up like re-uploading it maybe after like the problem with Cyberlink is fixed to where I can edit and upload through that, because I can edit through it but I can't upload. It's being weird. So if that problem gets fixed, then I'll just like re-upload it, but for right now I'm gonna try to do it through YouTube Studio. But I'm gonna get those books real quick and I will be right back. Hopefully it don't take too long because I'm trying not to cut it out, like I said. the last book on my nightstand because I'm reading it. And I'm back. This is the book, The Man in the Moon. I got it off of Amazon. And it's really good. And it's actually not that long of a read. It's more of like a children's book. But yeah, it doesn't really have like the description of it on the back, but it's basically like explaining everything about like the Man in the Moon, like his life, tragedies, and everything else, like the little war that he went through. And this is the, goodness gracious, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I hope that wasn't too loud. Would have boxed your eardrum or something. But because I didn't have that book covered. This is the hardcover box set. If the lighting will freaking allow it. There we go. That is the front of it. That is the back. Sorry I'm having to tilt it this way. It's just the way I'm able to really see it. And then that is the back of it. And I'm going to show you all of the book covers too. This is the very first one. This is Nicholas St. North and the Battle of the Nightmare King. Let's see if I can get that closer. Alright, that's about the best I can do. But that's that one. And they're not really very long reads, so I could have actually probably finished the one I'm on a while ago, but considering I'm working a lot and all that, I have been reading like 2 chapters before I go to bed, or 2 chapters when I wake up. And this is the second one, Easter Bunnymund and the Warrior Eggs at the Earth's Core. So this one is also really good. And yeah, we know like the bunny looks a lot different, but they changed the way he looked a lot in the movie for like a purpose, because he moves around a lot and they felt that what he wears like restricts his movement. So they stripped him basically, and they left him with like some cool looking things on like his arms, like some armor. And I just finished this one not too long ago, To Theana, Queen of the Tooth Fairy Armies. This one is really good. Closer look at it. That is the third one, and I am on the 4th one now. Sorry, the lighting's being a little weird sometimes. I don't exactly have a much better place to put it to where it'll still work correctly. But this is book 4, Sandman, The Sandman and the War of Dreams. I'm currently on chapter 15, because like I said, I've been reading like 2 chapters a day. Like, why aren't you on like the 14th and the 16th? Because I read like first 2, then the next 2, and that sounds weird, but that's the one I'm on right now. And the biggest one, kind of ironically, but at the same time not really ironically, this is Jack's book. Jack Frost, The End Becomes the Beginning. Come on. Sorry, it's kind of weird. I I sometimes have like the most difficult time showing things on camera because I'm just like trying to angle it right and everything, and what I think would probably look right, it doesn't at all. But yeah, that is Jack Frost, and I wonder what the dark part's gonna be. Is that gonna be like his origin or something? But yeah, that's the final one. I kind of can't wait till I get to that one because I have so many freaking questions about his origins and like questions that I have from the movie that might be answered in it. But those were the books, and I also have a DS game from it, from when I had first watched the movie, because I had watched it, loved it, kind of forgot about it for a few years, and then I just recently watched it again last year, and I had become obsessed with it again, and I was watching it like over and over and over again. Still not tired of it, but I haven't watched it in a while because I don't want to because this still happens sometimes, I don't want to like watch it a whole bunch and then like start to get tired of it. I want to keep it interesting. I want to keep it from getting boring. But yeah, this is the DS game. I was trying before this video to try to get it to completely focus on it, but it wasn't working, so it's going to be slightly fuzzy. But yeah, that's the Rise of the Guardians DS game that I've had since it was released in 2012, which is kind of crazy. It's already been like, it'll have been 8 years in November or something, or whenever this thing came out. I don't remember. I don't even have the case for it anymore. I don't know if I got rid of it or what, but I don't have it anymore. And I also have some pins that I'd occasionally look at and be like, oh yeah, I forgot I had those pins. But the lighting's going to be kind of weird on this too because I tested it out before. So you're going to get like rings of light on it, but you can still see it for the most part. So I might have to hold it back here or something. But there's Norths, there's Bunnies, there's Sandys. I know you can't like see it like 100%, but yeah. Kind of completely mucking up the audio. But Bunnies, Norths, Sandys, and Jacks. Again, sorry it's kind of fuzzy. The webcam doesn't want to freaking focus on it, annoyingly. But I don't know why I don't have pitches or tooths, but I just don't. Those are the only 4 I have. I don't even remember where or how I got them, but I've had them for years, since like around the same time I got the DS game. But yeah. And as I was saying before all that, the movie, I've been watching it over and over again. And then I had revisited my abandoned Rise of the Guardians board on Pinterest that I had like 2 or 3 pins in and then forgot about it. So I went back to that. That's now filled with loads and loads of Rise of the Guardians pins, because that's basically all my Pinterest feed is now, because I was saving practically everything, like really good fan art, all sorts of stuff. But I had done that, and I was gonna be Hermione this year for Halloween, but I kind of decided against that. I was like, I want to be Jack Frost instead, because such an amazing character. I can actually relate to him in a way, kind of in the same way that my friend can. And I was like, I can suffer through wearing contacts again for 1 or 2 more years, because I know one year I'm probably gonna try to be Elsa or Anna, so I'm gonna try to make those contacts last. And I've already started on making Jack Frost's staff. I haven't started on anything else because I just haven't bothered with it yet. Like, I haven't bothered with it, so as long as I get it all done before Halloween, I'm good. So I know, like, probably a month before I have to have everything ready, and I'm gonna have, like, nothing done, and I'm gonna be panicking to get it done in time, and yeah, I don't want that to happen. So I've already started on it, and I went off of somebody's tutorial thing on the internet that I had found. I don't remember what the website was called, but yeah, I had found that tutorial. I had put everything on my phone, like what I would need, how long some of the pieces would need to be, and then shortly after, I had gone to Lowe's with my dad, got the PVC pipe, which I got a 10-foot one instead of 2 5-foot pieces, which was absolutely a good idea for me because the person who did the tutorial was only like 5'2", and I'm 5'7", and my friend is 5'8", so I had asked them, I was like, can you measure your staff? Because theirs was handmade too, completely. But they had made theirs years ago. And they gave me the measurement in inches, which was actually pretty useful. So I wouldn't have to deal with, like, measuring the feet and everything, make it a whole lot easier. But I had drawn lines where I needed to cut pieces on the PVC pipe, cut those, and I haven't glued them together or anything, but I have put them together, so I'll have everything together, and I haven't done anything past that, and I won't be able to for a while, but I'll get to it soon, I hope. And I can't wait until this thing is finished because it's gonna look so cool. And actually, let me show it to you real quick. I have it against my wall at my closet door. It already looks pretty cool, even though it's just plain PVC pipe with, like, no decorations on it or anything. But I'm gonna show it to you real quick. This is how it is right now. Just plain staff. But yeah, that's basically what it is right now, just a plain white staff that hasn't been glued together or taped or anything, but I already love it. And back to, like, when I had watched the movie and everything, like, I know I had watched it when it came out in 2012, but I hadn't watched it for about 7 years after that, or if I did at some other point, I don't remember it, but I watched it in 2012 when it came out in theaters, loved it, and watched it again last year, obviously. And like I said, I'd gone onto Pinterest and revisited that board that I had abandoned years ago, started adding a whole lot to it, and I had decided I wanted to be Jack Frost for Halloween instead of Hermione. Like, Hermione could wait for another year or so. And I had started to see, like, pictures of people cosplaying Jack Frost on there, and I found somebody that was, like, particularly really good at it, and I had clicked on it. Well, I tapped on it more like it because I was on my phone, but tapped on it, saw their name and everything, and I went on to their Pinterest page, followed them, obviously, because it was like a lot of pins of them cosplaying everything, and actually like coming up with like AUs of different versions of Jack, like Entity, a dark version of Jack, Apoth, aka Apotheosis, Icicle, who else? I know, oh yeah, shoot, what's his name? Mac, the Irish version of him. I think Mac's definitely one of my favorites because he's so freaking hilarious. And then they do the Irish accent so well, and it's so fitting and funny. So I had seen that they had like a YouTube channel, so I clicked on that, saw all their videos, subscribed to them, and it's been crazy. Like, I'd seen all their fan mail videos from where people like me that have like been admiring them, like, this person is really cool. They aren't perfect, they have their struggles too that they've actually talked about, but they also have such a powerful effect on a lot of people, because a lot of people, not like a lot, but a lot of people had been sending them fan mail, and they had been opening it, people thanking them for all sorts of stuff, sending them pictures of maybe like their cosplay, or saying like, oh, I just got the books and I've been reading them, and all sorts of other cool stuff like fan art, all of that. And since they had their own staff, I had messaged them on Instagram to ask them like what they used, all of the junk, and they had replied, which I was like, her friend Andrea, I wasn't sure if they were going to reply or not, because I didn't know how many DMs they were getting, because they had kind of a big following. So again, I was like, Andrea, like, I want to message them. Like, they might not see it, but at least I can say that I did. And they replied, and it went from there. And after that, I'd given them another message before I went to go see a movie with my mom and my grandma, Dr. Doolittle. So I had messaged them a little bit before the movie, like thanking them for all of the stuff that they've like unknowingly done for me, like kind of a more positive outlook on life and all of that stuff. Like, thank you. You have given me a more positive outlook on life. I've gotten a more positive mindset, or at least I've been trying to. It's been rough with the way a lot of stuff is right now, but I'm trying to find like the message that I'd sent them. Like, it wasn't but so long ago. Like, it was just last month. And I was like, thank you, I have a more positive outlook. I have like a more positive mindset, or at least I've been working on it and everything. Okay, I found the message, like, hey, this is kind of random, but I finished watching all the fan mail videos a few days ago, and I found out that we have a lot in common, mainly music-wise, in our love for Snow, Rise of the Guardians, and the How to Train Your Dragon and Frozen series. I've watched a few other videos, but I've definitely liked the fan mail ones the most. It's awesome seeing how many other people you've influenced besides me. I've started growing a more positive mindset and outlook on life, and I wanted to thank you for that. Sorry for the longest message. And it kind of took a little bit of courage to send that, because like the way my anxiety is, like it's not like but so bad to where I like feel sick and all that stuff, but it's bad enough to where I'm just like, oh my goodness, I don't want to send them like too much at once, because I'll feel annoying, I'll feel like they're gonna like ignore me or something, like, hey, can you stop sending me so much? But at the same time, I was like, they're not that kind of person, and I know that. So I just like bit my tongue, sent it, and then I went to watch the movie, and then I looked at my phone again after the movie was done, and I saw that they'd replied. Like, they'd liked my message, they'd replied, they weren't mad or anything. Like, why are you sending me a message right now? I'm busy, blah, 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 blah. And it wasn't anything like that. They were like, no, you're okay. Thank you for sending me this. It's very inspiring itself. So, like, that works. That works. And then I replied, like, that's basically some stuff I had in a letter I was going to send to you, but I saw that you had closed your P.O. box for a while, so I figured, why wait? Maybe they need this. It's awesome having someone I can really relate to. Maybe we could become good friends. And we have. Because of, like, how much we can relate to each other. Like, our music taste. Our obsession with, like, the movies that I mentioned. And they're like, I always need stuff like that. Trust me with everything I'm trying to do. Encouragement is the best medicine. And I was like, well, just know that if you ever need to, you can come talk to me. I may not always be able to respond immediately, but I'll definitely keep you in my prayers. Because, like them, I'm trying to, like, reach out to people more, be there for people. And they replied, thanks, kid. I've been working on trying to reach out to others. Still not the best, but it's the effort. And I was like, same here. Because I kind of went after them, because I was like, I'm trying to kind of do the same thing. So it's basically just been like that, and then we were like messaging each other back and forth a little bit every now and then, and I saw that their absolute favorite band was Papa Roach, so I had started to listen to them a little bit, because there was like every song has like described my life and helped me, and I related to everything, so I was like, I might as well. So I said, oh my lord, I've been listening to Papa Roach over the past few days, an album a day. I kind of stopped doing that after a while because I got like sidetracked and all of that. And I've only got one album of theirs left to listen to, but I can definitely say I'm not like the biggest fan of all their older stuff. I definitely like the first album or two, the first couple albums the best, and then Periscope is one of my favorites. Elevate is another good one. But yeah, and they're so good. Another band I listened to, Alonia, actually did an awesome cover of Periscope a while ago, so I recognized that one immediately. Yeah, Alonia, if you don't know who that is Jake Pitts and his wife, Ina Pitts. And if you don't know who they are, Jake Pitts is a member of Blackfield Brides, one of the bands that we both like. And Ina is, like I said, his wife, and they are kind of like a small band of their own, and also a DJ couple, because they do like a lot of remixes and stuff. And their first album came out a while ago. I think it was like last year. But there was like, yes, they is the best. And And then I was like, LOL, what's your favorite song of theirs? I have a few that I've already forgotten the titles of. Yay, HD memory. Born for Greatness is cool. And I Looked for You in It too. Periscope is definitely one of them. But yeah, Born for Greatness, that is a really good one. And I'll probably link that video in the description too. But they had actually been in one of the music videos for it. It was like I think they have like the official video and then that one, which is kind of like another official video. But they were in it like a small handful of times. They were in there a few times, and I only saw where they were because they had made a post on Instagram where they had appeared, and I was like, there she is, there she is, there she is. And yeah, I was like, I looked for you in it, saw you. I'm really excited for you because I'm also in another fan-made official music video, but it's for a different band. It's for Escape the Fate. That was absolutely awesome because they had like a little thing where they were making a fan-made music video, and they were just like, oh, go to this website and submit your video of you saying or showing like how you are human. And I did that, and again, I'll link that one in the description below. So I was in that twice. I had seen that I was in it, and I legit started crying because of how overwhelmingly happy that made me. Like, holy crap, I'm in a freaking Escape the Fate fan-made music video. So that was awesome. So I was like, that's cool. I've been in a video myself, not for the same band, but that's awesome. But yeah, I had discovered them, saw that we had a lot in common, mainly like music-wise, and of course our obsession with Rise of the Guardians. And they have so much freaking Rise of the Guardians merchandise. Like, they have t-shirts, they have the nesting doll set for North, they have the elves, like the stuffed elves, all sorts of stuff, including like what fans of hers have sent her. So that was pretty cool, seeing that there is somebody else out there that liked it as much as I did. It's still kind of like surreal knowing that there's somebody out there who's just as obsessed with it as I am, and whose life was kind of also changed by it. And believe it or not, if you go onto William Joyce's Instagram page and go to one of his posts, he kind of mentions how DreamWorks is actively considering a sequel or a TV series or whatever, but that was really exciting. Like, I love this movie so much, and 7 years later, well, now like a little over 7 years, I discover that might actually be a thing, like a TV series or a sequel or like anything. I'm gonna see if I can't find that. I'm gonna see if I can't find that post. And apparently it was actually nominated for an Oscar, but it didn't win. So that's sad, obviously. I don't know which movie did win, but that was sad. It's not that one. this is like one of their posts, not the post. But 7 years ago on this exact evening, I was at the premiere of a film I had been dreaming of for almost 20 years. We walked the red carpet outside the Ziegfeld Theater, the last of the huge single-screen movie houses in New York. The stars were there. It seemed like half of New York was there. We went out for drinks before. The books were in stores and doing very well. Soon the fans started getting into the Guardians. The cosplayers believed so hard. There were parades. Bronze statues of the Guardians were erected. Not like huge ones, I think, but smaller ones. I don't know. It's been 7 years, but the Guardians' oath still matters. We will watch over the children of Earth, guide them safely from the ways of harm. We will guard them with our lives, their hopes, and their dreams, for they are all that we have, all that we are, and all that we will ever be. Thanks everyone for believing in Jack and the Guardians. We are all guardians of childhood in a way, and we will never forget. But that is not the one I'm looking for. Where is it? Where is it? Maybe it's this one? Okay, there's so much to consider as I work on my presentation for a hoped-for Jack Frost / Guardians television series. The look of Jack will have to change, simplify. Series budgets are not as opulent as feature films, but I want to maintain the integrity of his design. The first drawing is basic old-school Jack. The second drawing is my attempt to imagine him at half the detail. Cloth and clothing are a major expense in CG animation, so the undercarriage of a character's form is important. The second drawing is an example of that. I'm hoping to incorporate the idea that I introduced in the novel, that Jack can change his age back and forth from around 12 years old to an older teen. He's carried a great burden for so many centuries. He's fought countless wars against Pitch and done so selflessly, but now he wants at last to feel he is a part of things, that he belongs, that his ancient loneliness has mattered, that he can love and be loved in return, and that he can at last remember who and what he was and who he will be. To remember is very powerful. So happy Memorial Day, everyone. Okay, so that was a Memorial Day post, but I don't know if it'll show up on the thing, but that's the first picture. That's apparently old school Jack with the hoodie and the pants. Apparently the second one is him in half the detail. I don't really know if I'd want him to be like that simplified, because I mean, jeez, he doesn't at least want a shirt or something. But that's what it is. And if you want to see this post for yourself, it's on you can just look up Hey Bill Joyce or William Joyce and look at the post from May 26th 2019, and if you have the posts in rows, it's the 23rd row of pictures. If you have people's things looking like this, like 3 pictures per row, if you want to go look at that. But yeah, but it's just absolutely crazy how much has happened since I watched it again, because like I got the books, I'm almost done with the series. I'm on the 4th book in it. I still don't know why the lighting is being so freaking weird right now. But, yeah. Like, I made a new friend. And I've discovered that we had a lot in common and all that. And I watched the movie like a million times. Got the books. Reading them. And really hoping for that television series. You know how freaking cool that would be? Like, holy crap. And yeah, it's just like I've changed my mindset a little bit. I've tried to be more positive about everything. Like, they've helped, I already knew this, but they helped me really realize that in order to get where you want to go, you really need to just like work hard, and occasionally you're going to suffer a little bit. Like, they've been doing like the Suicide Prevention Month, and they've been talking a lot about that kind of stuff. I've been reposting all their posts, and yeah, they're an amazing person. I'm so glad that I found them, because I have somebody that I can really relate to. I have somebody who I can like discuss the series with a lot. Once I finish the entire thing, like, I could discuss any of the books with them and they would completely understand. They have little AU characters of stuff. I'll leave their Instagram in the description, their YouTube, their Wattpad, where they've created books to go along with their characters and all of that. And I don't know when the next video I'm gonna get done is. It might be the Minecraft one, it might not be, I don't know. But I just kind of wanted to do a little bit of a rant on all this stuff, because I had a lot to say about it. Because I just remembered, like, my favorite scene from the movie is the 12th one, because, spoiler alert, Jack finally gets his first believer, and it's somebody who he thinks might be, or maybe even knows, because I think he is, but Jamie, he thinks that he might be one of the descendants of his sister, since his sister didn't die. He did, when he saved her from falling through the ice and drowning. So he just felt like very connected with Jamie, because he looked so much like his sister, and Jamie was also his first believer, technically. I mean, I know people probably argue, Sophie was his first believer. Kids will believe anything. Kids that age will believe practically anything. But when they get older, they are more decisive about what they're gonna believe in. Because they could be like, oh, well, that just seems kind of silly now, I don't believe in that anymore. And Jamie is like 11 or 12 years old or something like that, and he believes in them. And then he finally believes in Jack, because he was starting to doubt his belief in the Guardians, but Jack helped him continue to believe, because Jamie was starting to talk to his stuffed bunny, because he thought that that was the Easter Bunny, but it wasn't. But of course, he didn't know that, because he was trying to figure out whether what happened was really a dream or not. And Jack showed him that it wasn't, because he'd seen that Jamie was like the last light, because all the kids were like too afraid to believe in the Guardians anymore, because Pitch was wreaking havoc with his nightmares, taking over with them. And Jack had made his way into Jamie's room, put frost on 2 of his windows, drew an egg on one of them, and made a bunny on another, made the bunny kind of come to life in a way, and then started like kind of air hopping around his room and then around him until it finally exploded. And Jamie became like confused for a second, like, snow? The Easter Bunny doesn't have snow powers. He's spring. He's not wintertime. And it can't be Santa Claus because I would be able to see him. And then a snowflake lands on his nose and he automatically realizes, like, holy crap. If I can't see north, then it can only be one other person that I've heard about. Jack Frost. And then Jack gets all excited because somebody said his name, but like not in the way like his mom said it, because he was like, you don't want Jack Frost nipping at your nose. And that was like the first time that he'd said it, like, holy crap, this person exists. So Jack was excited about that. He was like, holy crap, they just said my name. And then Jamie said it again, and then Jack was like, he said it again. And Jamie starts to turn around, sees Jack, and then he's got like the cutest look of just complete surprise and shock on his face. Like, holy crap, Jack Frost exists. And Jack is obviously overwhelmed and overwhelmingly happy because somebody finally believes in him after 300 years of nobody believing in him. Because kind of like, really, with all this stuff that's been going on, like some of the stuff, it must just look pretty normal to them at this point. Because there is no way that like the little sleigh ride that Jack went on, well, not Jack, Jamie, and like all the random frost appearing, like, come on. At this point, that's probably just normal to them. Like, oh, this just happened. That's normal, whatever. So I guess for 300 years, people thought that was normal, that Jack was as random as that. So it took 300 years for somebody to finally believe in him. And I just think that was absolutely crazy. I could feel how happy that made him, because he had tears in his eyes and he got all happy. Jamie was excited because he was like, holy crap, you're real. Does that mean everybody else is real? And Jack's like, yeah, that means everybody else is real. Like, there wasn't a dream that you had, because I was in here too. And I love that scene. Jack finally gets somebody who believes in him after 300 years, and I can feel how happy it makes him. It's nuts. So, yeah, I love it. And then the rest of the movie is my second favorite part. Like, number 12 is my absolute favorite part of it, and then the rest of it is my second favorite part. So, it's an overall just really, really good movie. And I'm really excited about the fact that William Joyce is actively planning a television series about it. Like, how cool is that going to be when it finally comes into place, if it ever does? So, this video is getting pretty long. It's definitely one of like the longest videos that I've done, because it's like just over 49 minutes. But I did have a lot to say, and I'm pretty sure if I thought about anything else that I would have even more to say. But the books are great so far. I love them. I love discussing them with my friend. And I guess rant over for now. If I have another one, it'll be like part 2. So, I guess I'm gonna end it here. And if I get like more that I want to say, I'll make it into like a part 2. It'll probably be a bit shorter, I don't know. But I guess that's it for right now. And I will see you guys next time.